utilization, the rates are very cheap. Once you reach the optimal utilization, which is, you know, around 45% for top collaterals and more around 80 or 90% for borrowing currency, then the borrow slope becomes extremely steep. And so that's to incentivize repayment. Okay, so here, this slide is about the safety module, but so we've already covered it a bit. So this is the end of the presentation. I think we had quite a good overview of the protocol. Let me have a quick look if I missed any questions here. Variable weights. So Simon here, you're asking about the automated risk management swap of assets in the collateral portfolio. So this is one of the upgrades of the AAVE 2 compared to the AAVE 1. In AAVE 2, you can swap your collateral. So basically the Avi protocol, it connects to Uniswap and Paraswap, and so you can swap your collateral within the Avi protocol. You can swap your debt as well, and you can also repay your debt with your collateral. So you can do this manually in the Avi protocol, and then there is Gelato Finance or Kono, which kind of offers a smart contract automated solution for that. So Basel IV could potentially impact the Avidao. So like Maker announced the dissolution of its foundation today, and you'll notice that all the DeFi protocols are really spending a lot of effort decentralizing at the moment. And so this is effectively a way to kind of try to protect from regulation. So yes, you know, potentially regulation can really impact all of the DeFi protocols, because at the moment it's unregulated, and so there's no, you know, compliance. Like there's no compliance obligations. But you know, if there were one day some, well, you know, it will definitely represent a new huge budget for the DAO, and also some constraints to respect. So now let me talk about the relationship between the Avi protocol and the Avidao. So the Avidao basically governs the Avi protocol. So every update to the Avi protocol has to be approved by the Avidao. I'm going to show you here how that works, because I've mentioned earlier, I've talked about actually the governance forum. I will show you also the governance forum. I want everyone here to create an account and let us know what you think about all these discussions on the governance forum. So the governance forum is where the Avi community exchanges about everything. So actually here, I also post Avi Weekly here. If you're looking for it in the PDF format, it's also available on my Twitter. Recently, for example, here we have a community member, because someone earlier talked about volatility. So here we have a community member who shares his thought about how to improve oracles for correlated assets. And so he shares his thought, he creates a little poll, everyone's commenting, giving their feedback. So it's quite interesting to follow. And also, you know, even if you don't have a particular opinion on the subject, you can learn a lot by just reading everyone's opinion. And so this is the ARC stage. So this is Avi request for comment. And so the following stage is AIP. So these are the on-chain proposals. So for example, here we recently added, so this is quite an interesting series of proposals. So on the 24th of July, the Ample4th team proposed to ask to list the Ample token. And so here, the Ample token is very special because it's rebasing. And so this means that to keep its value around $1, the balance of token can change in the wallet. So this was quite a lot of work to prepare the Ample token to be listed on AAVE. Actually, after the listing, utilization, the liquidity pool was always utilized because there was some, basically there was opportunities in the markets because of the rebase. It was kind of an arbitrage opportunity to borrow the token on AAVE and you had no incentive to repay it. So 10 days later, there was a second proposal to change the interest rate model to make it more considerate of the market. And so here again, the community voted, everyone voted yes. And so, so here you can kind of track the proposal was created on the 4th. There's a 3-day voting period, and then after 2 days, it gets executed on chain. And so it's visible. So here on the protocol, we can see, for example, the Ample reserve. So now actually, since the new proposal has passed, the utilization has gone down. So it's not at 100% or close anymore. So it's worked, but this is also, you also have to look at the price of Ample to see why it's like that. So yeah, so now it's good because the utilization is at 60%, so there is some available liquidity. So basically the DAO fully governs the Avi protocol and decides on all the updates on the Avi protocol. Similarly, actually, if you look at the markets, the Avi Polygon market was the last launched market. Every time a market is launched, there's a bootstrapping phase, and the Avidao has to vote whether it wants this new market to be covered by the safety module. So this will be the next step for the Polygon market. There got to be an AIP, and the Avidao has to decide if they want to protect it or not. So there's a question, how are investors, lenders protected? So the safety module is like the inbuilt protection in the protocol. If you want more protection, there's other tools which you can use, such as Nexus Mutual, or you can subscribe to your own insurance solutions. Yeah, and yeah, I think looks like time is up and questions are also up. So we did well.
You did great. Thank you. That was really insightful to kind of go through some of the risk frameworks and yeah, to hear more about how kind of the DAO is working and now all the governance mechanisms work at Avi. And yeah, the audience also, the members were really engaged. Great questions throughout. So thank you, Alex, for taking them. How can people, keep in touch, follow more about everything that Avi is doing, but also everything that you are doing?
Yeah, so the best way to keep in touch on Twitter, you can connect with me. It's A_BertoG. I also have a meeting invite in my description. So if you have some specific questions about Avi, feel free to set up a meeting. Then, mostly like what I really like is to all of you to try to get a bit more involved with the Avidao, and that's super easy. It just starts with creating an account on the governance forum, which I've shared, joining our social media, Discord or Twitter. And what's really cool is that at the moment, there's so many opportunities for people to get involved. So I mentioned the Risk DAO. There's also a Dev DAO launching for people with dev skills. There's also a Growth DAO launching for people with like marketing skills or event skills. And so you can either get involved with these kind of pre-existing structures while you have a team, you have a very fast learning curve and you're really immersed in the community. But there's also a grants DAO, which can provide you funding if you have your own ideas you want to develop, or there's also a few ideas of top priorities that the Aave ecosystem needs. So so there's loads of ways to get involved, and you can get paid to do what you want on your own terms. So it's quite a cool new way to work.
And is it called like the DAO is hiring, or these are just part-time opportunities for people to contribute?
So in a lot of these DAOs, for example, like Risk DAO, Growth DAO, Dev DAO, that will be like kind of, there'll be like 5 to 10 people will be selected, and it'll be like 5 to 10 hour work a week. And like the salaries change compared to the skills, but I think they're pretty good compared to like what you see in like job posts. So it's like around $100 to like $500 an hour paid in Aave. And then, yeah, the grants DAO, actually, so the grants DAO, that's, it's not really hiring, it's more on a project basis. Like, you get funding for a specific project, and then you can get part of the funding at the beginning, the other part at the end.
Got it.
So yeah, and it's been crazy to see like the list of funded apps, and then we're starting to see some grants come to fruition. So it's really cool to see like the community call, for example, now is managed by the grants DAO, and there's like 10 or 20 people you kind of often haven't even heard of before that come and present the great work they've been doing for Aave. So it's really cool to see the community so active.
And before we let you go, last question: how do you keep up with everything that's going on in the DeFi space?
Yeah, no, that's a real challenge. I mean, to be fair, I used to really struggle, like before working for Aave, for example, I wasn't even like set on an ecosystem. So like, not only was I trying to follow Ethereum, but also the other ecosystems. Like, I think for me, it really helped me to like find Aave and to like focus on just like one thing. I think at the beginning, it can be quite good to just find one ecosystem or one community you feel closer to, and just start with that. And then organically, you can start looking elsewhere based on your interest at the specific time. So, for example, if I'm doing some research on, staking, I'm gonna then read all about all the protocols that do staking to understand like what are the different ways to do it, what is the best way to do it. But I think like it's better to do like research with a purpose, because otherwise it's just like an infinite ocean of information.
Yeah, I love that. Like, find your interest and then focus on those interests. Thank you so much, Alex. This was really insightful. I think I learned a lot. I'm sure everyone here learned a lot, and we will be following you. We'll be following the Aave protocol, and excited to see all the progress that you make. So thank you again for spending the hour with us and talking to us about Aave. Like Tessie mentioned at the start, we have a in-person social coming up next in New York. Definitely, if you are in New York, check it out. And we'll be doing more of these in a hybrid version, some of them online, some of them in person. So love to see you all come out more often. Thank you everyone for joining, and have a good evening, good night, good day, wherever you are based. Take
Thank
care.
you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, Oscar.
Thank you so much.